Welcome back, everybody, fight fans around the world. Welcome to Duality 7X. I'm your host Sheeraz. Did you guys did you guys read that right on my video title? Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather. They're going to be facing off in spring 2026, guys. Yeah. I mean, stop what you're doing. This is bananas. And in a world where boxing keeps getting more and more unpredictable day by day, that this might actually be the wildest plot twist yet. So I want to unpack this story because there's a lot to unravel. So, anyways, guys, if this is your first time here, please smash a like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification so that you guys never miss a beat. We try to cover the latest and the greatest when it comes to stories related to the world of boxing, the world of MMA, UFC, and the WWE. So, welcome back, guys. I'm a little shocked actually myself because here I am getting ready, thinking of UFC Paris Fight Night just happened over the weekend, and then this upcoming weekend we've got a big fight. We've got Canelo Alvarez taking on Terrence Crawford. That this is going to be probably one of the biggest, most anticipated fights of the year. Both Canelo and Crawford, they're both undefeated, and I mean, everything's on the line, guys. Everything is absolutely on the line. And in fact, actually, Mike Tyson, since we're going to be talking about Tyson's actually he's got something to say about the upcoming fight between Canelo and Crawford. So I'll talk a little bit about that at the end here. But let's give you guys a little bit of context to kind of what's going on. So CSI Sports and Fight Sports literally just dropped the bomb on everybody, and it's official. Mike Tyson, who's going to be turning 60 years old, is going to be taking on Floyd Money Mayweather, 48, and that's signed for an exhibition fight, guys, next spring. Don't know anything about the venues, the dates, how many rounds it's going to be. Everything is still kind of just bubbling up to the surface. Yeah, so eventually we're going to get to that, and hopefully we'll get some more information as it becomes available. So a little bit of context. CSI Sports and Fight Sports came out with a big, huge announcement, and it's real, guys. Mike Tyson, the Iron Mike Tyson, is going to be taking on Floyd Money Mayweather. Tyson was turning 60 years old, and Floyd, who's turning 48. They signed on for an exhibition fight sometime next year in spring. Venues and dates still being decided. Everything's still kind of on a low. Very hush hush when it comes to like any other details pertaining to this fight. That said, last time Tyson fought was against Jake Paul in 2024. And then prior to that was Roy Jones Jr. in 2020. And prior to that was 15 years earlier against Kevin McBride in 2005. Kevin McBride was he's kind of like a journeyman fighter, and a lot of people said that he wasn't in the greatest condition. Anyways, guys, that was 50. That was in 2005, and then in 2020, 15 years later, takes on Roy Jones Jr., and then 4 years after that, takes on Jake Paul. I thought he should have stayed retired. Tyson's incredible, though. He's such a gifted, athletic individual, but there's so much controversy surrounding his fight against Jake Paul. Now, I'm not here to get into all that, but the fight against him and Jake that was streaming on Netflix, and let's see. I mean, if you think about it, Mayweather technically is undefeated at 50-0 as a pro, right? And if he's playing exhibition, like if he's going to play this whole thing out like it's legitimately an exhibition fight, geez, guys, I don't know. I mean, the Tyson. I don't know. Like when you look at Tyson, Tyson's one of those guys. He comes in with an agenda, and he comes to destroy. He seeks and he destroys. Mayweather has a lot of tactic. He's got some skill. And I'm not saying Tyson doesn't have skill, but they're two different fighters, right? One is just kind of like balls to the wall. Let's get this done, and I'm gonna go in there like a bull and just tear everything up and break it down, and that's Tyson. And then on the other hand, you got Mayweather, who's a very tactical fighter, and he's all about precision, quality, and timing. So you got two different worlds going to go head to head in this exhibition fight. Anything can happen, right? So here's a kicker. I mean, Tyson went on the record, quote, "This fight is going to be very detrimental to my health, but I want to do it." And so he signed it, and it's happening. And boom, it's not just hype. I mean, it's straight up concerned wrapped up in a deal. When somebody comes out and says this fight could be very detrimental to my health, Tyson trying to sell the fight? Because if he's trying to sell the fight, then he would say something along the lines like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna rip this guy to shreds, and I'm just gonna give it everything that I got. I'm in the best shape of my life. But on the contrary, he's saying something along the lines like, this could be the most detrimental thing that I might do to my body and my health. That's a big concern. That's a big red flag. I mean, when he took on Jake Paul, a lot younger fighter. I mean, Tyson did pretty good. He held up his own in the ring, but there were times you could just see he was just off by a little notch, and sometimes that could make all the difference. Sometimes that's where fighters become the most injury prone and most susceptible to risk and injury. And look at Muhammad Ali. All those rounds that he went, I mean, 15 rounds against Bonavena in 1970 at Madison Square Garden. And that too, Muhammad Ali was not in the best shape at that time. He was a little off. And I mean, it's, I don't know. Sometimes, we're talking about fighter safety. We're talking about their health. We're talking about what's important, what matters. And these things are a serious concern. We just lost two fighters in Japan a little over a week ago, right? Two fighters who fought on the same card, not against each other, but fought on the same card. And they lost their lives within 1 week after the fight. And that's a huge concern. And it's not just that. We've lost another fighter in boxing, another one in mixed martial arts. There's a lot of these young, in their prime fighters. All right, we're talking about how much effort it takes, the level of effort and complexity when it comes to try to condition and cut weight for a fight. It's not a joke. It's just. That in itself could be very, very detrimental on somebody's health. So if Tyson's talking about having to cut weight or something along those lines, which I don't think he'd have to worry about too much, considering that this is going to be an exhibition fight, right? And then you got Jake Paul, who's going to be taking on Gervonta Tank Davis, in November in Atlanta. That's also going to be streaming on Netflix. And there's a huge, huge, huge difference in weight. I think there's going to be a 70-pound difference in weight between Gervonta and Jake. But it's an exhibition fight. So, let's see. Let's see what's going to happen. Right? So, anyways, let me break down what's going on here from my point of view, right? So there's raw emotion and ego. You got Tyson's realness. He's he's genuinely raw. He says what's on his mind. He says what he does. He says what he feels. He says what's on his mind, and he does what he does. At the end of the day, right? There's that realness, raw thing about Mike Tyson. He's and when it comes time to do what he's got to do, he's all business. right? And so he's not going to sugarcoat anything. Yeah, it would be nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure at some point he's going to sell the fight and like what he normally does, but he's also very open and candid about his health as well, and about, not really hiding the risks that are associated with what he needs to do to be able to get his body prepared for this exhibition fight. And it's not like he's just fighting a guy like Kevin McBride, or somebody along those lines, like a journeyman fighter. He's fighting probably one of the greatest fighters of all time. And Mayweather, he took on Logan Paul in an exhibition fight. Conor McGregor, like, I mean, but was he holding back? We don't know. When it comes time to Tyson and Mayweather, are they going to hold back against one another, or are they going to just tear into each other? Right? I mean, that openness, that ability for Tyson to come out and to be able to share those things with his fan base, that's real. And that's what sells, that tension, that feelingness that he has, that sells, right? I mean, it's kind of wild, right? I mean, when you're looking at Mayweather's record, his undefeated streak, and how he wants to keep that untouched. I mean, since it's an exhibition fight, I mean, he's basically saying that I'm untouchable. Legacy is going to be intact. That's a powerful flex to say that nothing's going to happen to his legacy. That he's gonna come in undefeated and leave undefeated. He's just saying it like it is, like he's saying what he feels, and he's pretty damn confident that it's the fight is gonna actually favor him, and so that in itself is kind of selling the fight, and that in itself builds curiosity for me to the point where I do want to watch this. I mean, obviously I'm gonna watch it, but whether or not it's the right fight, that's a whole different topic all to itself. Right, so Promotional Heat, CSI Sports. I mean, this is a record breaker, promising global marketing. I mean, this company is doing it all, right? They've got a lot of new tech that they're going to be using for scoring. There's this company, when it comes to marketing, these guys know what they're doing, right? And then all you need is the product. And the product in this case is a 60-year-old Mike Tyson and a 48-year-old Mayweather. Two fighters who are clearly past their prime, but still have enough juice in the tank to be able to deliver a good fight. Does Mayweather still have those cat-like moves, or is he going to pull a lot of antics in the ring and, find ways to kind of slow things down? Who knows? I mean, when we're talking about cat-like reflexes, that's what Tyson was known for. As a heavyweight fighter, he would bob and weave in that ring like nobody's business. He was so quick, you wouldn't even be able to see him coming. So yeah, I'm cautious. Question is, are you cautious? I mean, there's a lot of marketing potential, and it's off the charts, guys, right? So if you just were to speculate for a second, what if this gets delayed or scrapped? There's a possibility that could happen as well too, right? I mean, you have two aging fighters, which ultimately means higher risk. Promoters might face intense backlash if things go sideways health-wise. There's a huge liability attached to this fight. What if Mayweather completely dominates from start to finish? He has an amazing in-ring boxing IQ, and he may very well outclass the old school powerhouse Iron Mike Tyson. But if Tyson were to get in close enough and land that signature hook or uppercut, I mean, that's a media moment all to itself, right? So what could this mean for boxing? Another level of spectacle, perhaps, where exhibitions eclipse real fights. But really, guys, at what cost, right? Could this just push higher risk matchups like in the future? Now we're talking about Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition fight. We're talking about Mike Tyson versus Floyd Money Mayweather. What next? Jake Paul wanting to take on Alexander Usyk. Maybe Daniel Dubois I mean, guys, like I don't know. Where do we go from here? Does Tyson Fury take on does Tyson Fury take on like John Jones? Or I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? Is this the legendary spectacle that you guys have been waiting for? Are you excited? Are you hyped about the news that has come out, or is this like a reckless catwalk? I mean, really, love to hear what you guys think. I mean, from my perspective, I think I think this Tyson versus Mayweather exhibition is tactically brilliant for hype, but seriously, guys, from the whole health angle perspective that Tyson raised, this one is actually still kind of bugging me, and it's something that I can't just unhear it or unsee it. Now it's going to be in my conscious the whole times. I mean, up until we get to spring 2026, that is. And I mean, there's a lot that's going to happen before then, guys. There's a lot that's going to happen before then. The UFC fight. I mean, actually, sorry. This is going to happen between the UFC fight night at the White House, because that's going to happen on Independence Day. So this is going to happen sometime in spring. I have a feeling. I have a feeling that this fight could get pushed back for some reason or another. I mean, I mean, I don't know how much money is riding on this fight. Maybe it doesn't, but let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like, are you hyped or horrified by this fight? Really, it comes down to those two things. Would you tune in, or do you think we're finally crossing the line here? Anyhow, guys, don't just watch. Hit the like button, subscribe, join us right here on Duality 7X for more fight talk. And in the meantime, think about what I said. This is serious, guys. We're talking about the health of two of boxing biggest icons, biggest fighters. Is it really worth the risk for them to lace up the gloves one more time? I don't think so. But that said, before I let you go, Mike Tyson did have a chance to weigh in on the Canelo Alvarez and Terence Crawford fight happening this week, September 13th, guys, at the Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. And he made a very clear distinction between what he wants to happen versus what he expects to happen. And while Tyson, I mean, it's on the record, Tyson is rooting for Crawford. That said, he doubts that the American is going to be able to deliver. And he actually makes reference to Canelo's size, his power, his speed, his in-ring intelligence as overwhelming advantages. But I mean, on the flip side, I mean, Terence, he's undefeated as well, and he's made a name for himself, and he seems to be in absolutely incredible shape as well too. Now, despite Tyson's reservations, he did admit that he's fascinated by the matchup, and he hopes that Crawford can pull off an upset, because he's obviously rooting for him. He referenced historical instances of fighters overcoming weight disadvantages, like Henry Armstrong, who Tyson was talking about, who knocked out a heavier champ, Roy Jones, Michael Spinks pulling off major upsets when moving up divisions. I mean, Roy Jones was incredible. He moved up into the light heavyweight, and he did absolutely incredible. And to underscore that, there's nothing impossible that can happen. Anything can happen, right? You just have to. It really comes down to heart power. Look at George Foreman, comes back at the age of 50 and knocks out Michael Moore, right? I mean, so many things can happen, guys. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to call as to what I think is going to happen. That said, both Canelo and Crawford look like they're in impeccable shape. We're counting down, guys, and we're gonna definitely talk about it. This weekend's gonna be absolutely crazy. So, guys, thank you for sticking around. I'll look forward to catching you guys on the next one.